that is the flower structure and function. First of all, we should know what is the importance of flower in the plants. Actually, when we see the plants, obviously we like most flowers in that, or why we like it, there is a reason behind it, because it is most attractive part of the plant. Okay, or you can say that there is another importance of flowers in the plant is also because it have all the, just you can say that the uh, male and female part of the plant also, or you can say that it is the part of the plant by which we can assume the new plants. Okay, apart from that, in chapter 3 we will just the key features, that is what we'll study in the plants. I am telling you importance of the flower. Just I am telling you right now what is the importance of flower, by which we cannot assume the new plants also, or we can say that it is the most attractive part of the plant. Okay, and flowering plants, floral whorls, nectaries, complete or incomplete flowers, or essential and non-essential parts of the flower. Okay, so first of all, I have told you about the importance of flower. Now, the second key features is flowering plants. Most of the plant are, or you can say the plants or the where we lives around us, the plant is found, that is known as flowering plants, or you can say that the angiospermic plants are also called flowering plants. Okay, but some also plants are there, they have no flower, that is cycas, pinus, redwoods, pines, firs. These are some plants, they have no flowers at all. So we call it gymnosperm. Okay, gymnosperm, that means naked seed, because they have no flowers, only seeds having appeared in that. Now the floral whorls are there, that means floral whorls. Before starting the floral whorls, I would like to tell you, first of all, there is an important figure that is known as a typical structure of flower. Okay, so it is a typical structure of flower. I would like to introduce this figure. Okay, first of all, when we see a typical flower, first of all we see that there is a structure of, in between there is a broad part of that is known as stigma, and below the stigma it is a cylindrical part that is known as style, and when the style comes down there is a swollen part that is called ovary. Okay, and it is inside the ovary there is a ovules, and ovule is nothing but the female reproductive part of the plant. Is it clear? Now when we talk about the stigma, style and ovary, it includes pistil, or we can also say that gynosium. Okay, a gynosium or pistil is a female part of the flower. Now if we see the male part, it is the anther. Okay, it is bilobed structure, anther, or the male part, and the lobe which is attached to the basal part of the flower, that is known as filament, and both anther and filament get together and it is called a stamen, or we can also say that it is a androecium. Androecium, yes, I am writing here androecium. Androecium, okay, or the male part of the flower. Okay, that is okay. Now, when we come to the basal part of the flower, there is a holding structure, or you can say that the structure which is just swollen or the broad stalk, it is called pedicel, from where the all floral parts of the flower are arises. Actually, if someone asks you how the flowers generate in plants, there is a reason behind it. You can also say that it is a part of the plant of shoot that is modified in the flower, and the leaves which is responsible for the various parts of the flower. Okay, someone asks you, can you tell me how the flowers generate in plants? So this is the reason. If the shoot, or you can say that the specialized shoot, it is converted into the flower, and the leaves, that is, makes the floral parts of the flower. It is just modified part of the shoot and leaves. So we were on the pedicel, or from where just the broad part of the stalk, from where the sepals are arises, it is green in colored. Okay, from where the petals are arises, it is colored structure, by which you can say that the insect attracts in pollination, or you can say that the petals help in pollination by the different colors of petals, as well as pink, as well as red, as well as orange, even as well as white is also there. So, and in the basal part of the stalk, there is a nectaries are there. Nectaries, in sense by which we can say that all the insects come to take the nectaries, and it is very sweet in taste, and some flowers also they produce the high nectaries, and some also flowers they produce the less nectaries. But to get the nectaries, many flowers sit on the flower or the petals, and from that the pollen grains are attached to them. Okay, these are the structures which helps in pollination. Now, when we are talking about the floral whorls in sense, that means there are some whorls of the flower. Whorls of the flower, we can say that approximately there are 4 whorls of the flowers exactly. First is sepals. After sepals, the inner side is petals. After petals, stamen is there, and the innermost part, that is ovary and ovules are there, that is the female part of the flower. Okay, this is the whorls of the flower. Just I want to tell you here, the floral whorls are there. That means there are mainly 4 whorls. It includes sepals, it includes petals, it includes stamen, okay, or androecium, and the innermost is gynoecium or the pistil. Okay. Apart from that, just I want to tell you, this is, I have told you the nectaries, or now we come to the complete or incomplete flower. Which flower we can say that it is complete, and which flower we cannot say that it is not complete. That means any one of whorls is not found in the flowers. It may be sepals, it may be petals, it may be anther or the just stigma or ovary. Yes, we were saying about the complete or incomplete flowers. That means the flowers, they have some structures called complete and incomplete, and that structure is that if any one walls, that means sepals, petals, or you can say that the anther or the stigma, or the you can say that in other words the male and female flowers parts. If any walls are not present, we can say that it is incomplete flower. And if all walls are there, we can say that the complete flowers. Okay? Now it is essential or non-essential flowers. That means there are some parts in the flower which is essential. And what is that? It is the reproductive part of the flower. That means pistil or androecium, or you consider the stamen is there. It is the most important part of the flower, or you can say that the essential part of the flower. Why we call it? Because if these parts are not there, there is no assume of reproduction, or it may be a fertilization and so on. So it is very important and the essential part of the flower. Okay? And non-essential part which doesn't take in the reproduction but it helps in doing so. That is, sepals are there, okay, petals are there. These are the essential organs or the non-essential organs which helps in reproduction, pollination, or it may be. Okay, so it is helps in reproduction, but it is not directly take part in the reproduction. So it is non-essential parts of the flower. Okay, or there is another thing important of the sepals also. It also just produce energy when the flowers in the bud stage. It is green in color. I have told you, being green, it does photosynthesis and gives the energy to the flower until they are not becoming a flower, complete just open flower. Okay, so apart from that, I have told you all the enclosures or the key points what I have written in the blackboard. Okay, and about this the typical structure of the flower. In the just next I will tell you about the one by one the importance of calyx, corolla, how they are just get together, if they are not found, if they are found separately, what we call it, if they are found fused, what we call it. Okay, so I will just I will tell you later on the next.